What is up, YouTube? Tony here with LeEco Le Pro 3. This is going to be, I think I got this device Monday. Today is Friday, so about 4 or 5 days with the device. And I'm going to give you my initial impressions, my thoughts, what I actually think about it. Is it worth your 400 bucks, or should you pass it up and skip it and get another device? So stay tuned for that. Okay, so here we have the LeEco Le Pro 3 in all its glory, and I have to say, this is one gorgeous looking device. It feels definitely premium in the hand, and it has a nice weight to it. I did mention that in my previous video, and it just, as far as the hardware on here, the cameras are pretty decent, and the in-hand feel is just amazing. The fingerprint reader in the back is, it works 99% of the time. The camera is actually pretty decent. Nothing bad with the camera. 16 megapixels in the back and 8 megapixels in the front. So let's go ahead and talk about the specs on this device. So this is running the Snapdragon 821 and the Adreno 530 GPU. It has 64 gigabytes of internal storage along with 4 gigabytes of RAM, 5.5-inch IPS display, which looks real good. Has an 8 megapixel camera in front, 16 megapixel camera in the back. I'm not sure if it does have optical image stabilization. I'm guessing it does. And it has stereo speakers. So it has an earpiece speaker which works, and also a bottom firing speaker combined gives it that stereo sound, which sounds pretty good. It's not like the loudest speaker, because my OnePlus 3T sounds much louder, but it does sound pretty good. A little muffled in my opinion, but it sounds pretty good because the speaker is actually facing you when you're holding it in landscape. So it sounds pretty good. It sounds decent. I'm going to go ahead and say that it does sound decent. Now, the issue that I'm having, and a lot of users are actually having, that actually picked up this device, is going to be their UI or their launcher. That is, I got to give that a thumbs down. I just don't like it. In my opinion, it just doesn't do the job very well. They have a lot of streaming features on here as far as TV goes, and they do have a lot of free stuff you can watch, but I've noticed that it does ask you for a whole bunch of permissions. So in order to use the live streaming or live TV streaming, whatever they're calling, you have to agree to some permissions that are like, it's like above and beyond. So you have to agree to telephone calls, allow them to make calls, allow them to read your SMS. You have to allow them to go into your contacts, and you have to allow them into your internal storage, and you allow them to use your photos and cameras. Photos, cameras, and microphones. So that's like, what? To use their streaming service? So I don't like that. That's just too much. You're giving them too much access to your personal data in order to use their streaming movie services or whatever they're calling it. You have to agree to all the permissions, or you can't use their applications, which is another thing, another weird thing. So anyways, you can see that I have switched out the launcher. They don't have a lot of bloat, but I'm gonna say that it is broke.
I'm finished or y'all done?
Let's move on. So I swapped out the launcher. I didn't like their launcher. That's like the only real negative that I found on this phone. Other than that, for the price point, for $399, it's well worth it in my opinion. The launcher is not going to be something that everyone's going to enjoy. You can easily fix that just by swapping out the launcher. Fingerprint reader is pretty fast. 1, 2, 3. So it's not as fast as the OnePlus 3T, but it does do the job. And let's go ahead and take some photos real quick so you guys can check it out. The camera is 16 megapixel camera. It does not have 1080p 60 frames per second, but it does take pretty decent shots. So you can see it does take nice photos. Nothing spectacular, but it does take real good photos. I'm not going to deny that. And let's go ahead and play something on YouTube so you guys can check out the sound quality on here. This is just my first few days with the LeEco Le Pro. Check it out.
Feel your gaze upon my skin. I'm buzzing now. Where to begin? My mind is blank. My eyes are wide. I'm burning up. Awake alive.
Audio sounds real good. You know, it's not the loudest. Like I said, it's not louder than the OnePlus 3T, but it does sound real good. So for $399, definitely gets my thumbs up approval. If you're out there looking for a nice affordable phone with all the features, this actually has the IR blaster. It does have dual SIMs. Just the build quality on here is very nice. Doesn't have a headphone jack, but it does come with its own headphones you can plug in there. And the headphone quality sounds outstanding. Sounds real good. So I'm overall, I thought I was gonna be a little disappointed with this LeEco Le Pro 3. You know, I actually picked it up at a real good deal. I got it on sale for $250, and it comes with a bunch of extra things. You know, I got a TPU that came with it free. So, you know, you're not only getting the phone at a great price, you're also getting some free accessories. So link will be down in the description below if you're actually interested in picking this phone up. It may still be on sale. I'm not 100% sure. But even though if it's not on sale for $399, it's still definitely worth it. I'm not sure how this is going to do with updates though. As far as I did get an update out of the box, but it was just like a little incremental update. I believe I got the security patch for November. Let me check. That is one thing that is kind of weird on this device, is that it doesn't come down like the normal Android. You don't get the access to your settings or anything like that. You have to hit this app, recent app button, and then pulls down this. And if you tap and 4 gigs available, you can delete everything that's down there. But here are with your toggles and all that good stuff. So it's a little different. It's a little learning curve to it, but it is, you know, you can get used to it real quick. It's nothing that, it's not a deal breaker, you know, in my opinion. But let's go ahead and go into settings real quick and check out if we are running the November security patch, because and you know, it is important to have security patches. So actually, I was wrong. We didn't get the November security patch. We got the October. So it's a little behind compared to the OnePlus 3T, but you know, you got an update, so that's, I guess that's a good thing. I'm not sure how this company is with updates, but we'll keep monitoring this. So anyways, my first 4 or 5 days with the LeEco Le Pro 3 have been real good. It's not my daily driver. I'm currently using the iPhone, which I'm recording this video with, but I am impressed with the build quality. Definitely gets a thumbs up. The software, but the build quality, cameras, you know, microphone, you know, it sounds pretty good. I did make some calls using Wi-Fi, and you know, people could hear me real good on the other end, so not a bad thing. So anyways, this is just my 4 or 5 days with the LeEco Le Pro 3. Stay tuned for my full review. I do like this device. I definitely give this device a thumbs up if you're looking for a device. If you were still able to, or if you were able to get a good deal like I did, and you even made out better. Not a bad purchase. Peace out.